Hi team, Andrew Wyndham with College Planning Institute. Super excited to be with you to kick off another week. Add some momentum in your step and some joy in your life with a little Monday Mojo. This week I want to share with you just a different way to look or measure progress, and I want to give credit where due. My friend and mentor Dan Sullivan is Strategic Coach, and they call this the gap versus gain approach. And so I want to basically walk you through it, as I think it'll help you have a more positive focus as you are at choice with your mindset and the actions that you take. So here we go. So anytime we choose a goal, it's generally influenced by a specific ideal. Now, what is an ideal? That's a situation that ultimately, in your opinion, in most cases is perfect in every way. But here's the reality. Very few times in life is everything absolutely 100% in a perfect state. So we have to be realistic again, and we have to understand that most times our average situation, because you're special and you're exceptional, will blow away the normal state that most folks would expect, even yourself if you'll give yourself a chance. So the issue is not that we develop the goal from the ideal, because the ideal is inspirational and helps us develop that goal, or a place of progress that's beyond where it is that we might be starting. The issue comes, team, in the way that we visualize and we measure. So when we start with an ideal and we measure or visualize from the start, we see a progress, if you will, for how we'll move from the start to the ideal. A great example might be if you wanted to run toward the horizon. Well, there's no way to actually ever reach the horizon. It's infinite in nature. And so if you measured your progress about whether you've actually arrived at the ideal or not, then the issue is we introduce something that we call a gap, because we are measuring from the ideal to the goal, and the ideal is realistically never going to be a real possibility. And so what we call this is, we call this the gap. And we want to stay out of the gap, because the gap gives us things like frustration, it can give us depression, guilt, failure. It's basically disappointment because we have not met the ideal standard. A better way, and I think a more positive and productive way, is we still visualize the ideal and we still seek to move closer to that ideal, but now the difference is we're going to measure our progress right here. And the progress is really more from a position of, this is where we started. Relative to the goal that we wish to have, we have moved further from the start and closer to the end goal. And so we have made progress. And when we focus on more of what we want, which is progress, then ultimately we feel more successful, we have more satisfaction, and we also can be more optimistic with a higher level of self-esteem. So what I want to encourage you to do this week is avoid the gap, stay in the positive zone by measuring your progress from where you are, not against the ideal in the gap. Thanks for joining me. Hope you have a great week. Stay in the positive zone and celebrate your progress, one win at a time.